Hey garden friends! Here is the video for our 4th and 5th graders leaf anatomy worksheet. So we're going to go through, you'll see I've already labeled mine, but I'm going to go through step by step with you. So let's see if we can zoom in. Whoops, that might be too much zoom, huh? Let's see, I was trying to just zoom in on the top portion to start with. So this is the external structures of a leaf. We have our word bank over here on the right. So this part at the top, the pointy tip of the leaf, is called the apex. And then as we move down, the outer edge of the leaf is called the margin. And then here, the center part in the leaf, this is called the midrib. And then branching off of the midrib, actually the midrib itself also, but branching off too, are the veins. And then right here on the midrib, where the leaf ends, this is called the base. And then as this extends out, it's sort of like what we would think of as a stem, the stem of the leaf, but it has a specific name. It's called the petiole, P-E-T-I-O-L-E. And then right here, the sort of little leaflets that are on the petiole below the main part of the leaf, those are called the stipules. And then the leaf altogether, it's called the blade. Okay, so there's your leaf anatomy for the external structures of a leaf. The bottom half of our worksheet has the internal structures of a leaf. So this is like if I sliced a leaf in half and we could use a microscope and look at the cellular level, or actually maybe not all the way down to the tiny cellular level, but if I could look at a cross section of a leaf, here's what I would see. So up here we show that carbon dioxide is coming into the pores of the leaf and oxygen exits out of the leaf. The very top layer, so just this teensy part here, is called the cuticle. And underneath that, this is the upper epidermis. That's written right here, upper epidermis. Your word bank for this portion is below the diagram. Now, under the upper epidermis, we have what's called palisade mesophyll. That's this layer right here, palisade mesophyll. And then it changes, right? It looks a lot different from the palisade mesophyll to this one, and I bet you can guess this is called spongy mesophyll. Right here, spongy mesophyll. Kind of looks like a sponge you would do the dishes with, right? And then on the other side of the spongy mesophyll, we have the lower epidermis. And then we have the cuticle. So imagine a leaf. I have a leaf here. So this is the cuticle on the top part of the leaf. So that's this cuticle. Down here, I have this other cuticle. And if I were able to do a cross section, just above this layer of the leaf, you would find the lower epidermis. Just below this layer, you would find the upper epidermis, right? And then all of those wonderful structures in between. Now, here on the left side, we have some more of our structures. So leaves, just like human skin, has pores, P-O-R-E-S, holes that allow for humans, it allows us to sweat, right? For leaves, they have an exchange of gases. That's why the carbon dioxide and the oxygen exit. And those pores are called stoma. And the cells that are in the layer of the cuticle at that opening are called guard cells. So right here is the guard cell. And then this dark green pore is called a stoma. Okay, and then down here in the spongy mesophyll, we see a cross-section of a vein. So in this picture, let me see if I can zoom in for you. And sometimes I am a little technologically challenged, you guys. I don't know why my Zoom doesn't work. But in this picture, what we can see here, the vein is represented by this white circle. And then the red this is called the xylem, 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 the red cells. And the blue cells are phloem, Phloem. The phloem are what transport sugars to all the parts of the leaf. Remember that plants make sugar during the process of photosynthesis. And so the phloem transport those sugars wherever the leaf needs them, sort of the way our body transports the food we eat wherever we need it, right? If we need to build a muscle, or if we need to build stronger bones, or that sort of thing. The xylem transports water and nutrients from the soil. So you can imagine, although we're seeing the xylem and the phloem here in a leaf, if it's going to transport water and nutrients from the soil, then at the very least the xylem have to go all the way to the roots, right? So we can imagine that big long tube through the plant. Okay, so there you go, 4th and 5th graders. There's our, there we go, I got the zoom out. There is our anatomy page. The next part of your assignment is going to be to collect some leaves outside. So for example, here are my leaves. Let me turn my anatomy page over and I'll show you my leaves. So these are the leaves I collected. Remember when you go collecting items out in nature, to only collect things that are already on the ground, okay? Unless you have your own garden at home and you've checked with an adult that it's okay for you to snip, one leaf off. In that case, then it's fine. But if you're collecting things from a park or from a public garden, you want to make sure you're just collecting things from the ground. So what you can do with your leaves after you've collected them is you can use this chart. This is on the bottom of your science kit instructions, to notice some different aspects of your leaves. So you might find leaves that are arranged a particular way on the stem. You might notice if the edges of your leaf are smooth, or if they're toothed, or if they're lobed. You can notice if they are a simple leaf, like this is a simple leaf. I think these might all be simple leaves. This is the closest to a compound leaf that I have, but they're still physically all one structure. So I think it would still be considered a simple. I'm not positive. And then there's some terms you can learn about how to describe them. So there's round, there's needle, like that would be a pine needle, right? Heart-shaped, or spear-shaped, or hand-shaped. Now, this leaf, this is from a pumpkin vine, it's almost hand-shaped, but it only has 3 lobes, and normally a hand-shaped leaf would have 5. And then you can notice the veins. Do your veins, are they parallel, or are they net-like? So I think on mine, my leaves all have net-like. None of them are parallel. I wonder what a leaf would look like that had parallel veins. That's interesting. But I would love for you to take some time to look at your leaves and just notice these different aspects of them, and make some notes in your science journal. You can write down just the things you notice about them. Are your leaves alike? Are they similar? What is similar about them, and what is different about them? So for mine are all different sizes, right? I have one that's pretty small, and a medium, and a large, and they're all different shapes too. I wonder what's similar. Well, they all have, what was that term I used for the veins? They all have net-like veins, right? They all kind of go out like a net. Let's see. I have these two that are similar in that I can see their petioles, but this one I don't have the petiole. So just make some observations about your leaves. And then the fun art part of our activity is you're going to do some leaf rubbings. So I hope you enjoy doing that. And I'm going to make that in a separate video. So if you're not sure what I mean by that, watch the leaf rubbing video and you'll find out, okay? Thanks, garden friends. Take care.